everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to Mary Elizabeth Jones's Variety Hour.
Yes, we're finally doing it again.
Yes.
We are here in Hopewell.
Yes.
We're having a lovely day in the park.
Yes, we
Probably
are.
see the ocean behind us.
Yes.
Only we call the ocean the Appomattox River.
Yes.
Don't eat any fish that come out of it, though.
Yes.
This is Hopewell after all.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me here. My name is Kaye Lazar, your special guest star. I'm always the special guest star.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You don't see me complaining.
That's right. That's
Now, I got to tell you, the name of the show is the Mary Elizabeth Variety Hour, and it's your show.
Yes.
And you can have any guest you want, and I'm so proud that you picked me. So thank you so much.
Yes. I always pick you.
Yes,
so.
yes. Well, one thing someone told me, I was doing another show, and they said, "Aren't you going to have any more guests?" Because I can't do. It's just two people talking.
Right.
I said, "Aren't you going to have like 5 or 6 guests?" And they said, "No, we don't need other people's."
Yeah.
I said, well, thank you. But that puts all the burden on me. Let me tell you, I tell the story all the time. I went to Las Vegas, and I wanted to see, in the day, Frank Sinatra was still around, Sammy Davis was still around, all these guys were still around, and they all weren't there that week. And the only person I got to see of any note, well, I got to see Red Fox, but I also got to see earlier, the first guy that was there was Rich Little, and Rich Little, famous impressionist.
Right.
And he imitated Sammy Davis and Tom Jones and Engelbert and Wayne Newton and Don Rickles. So I felt like I saw them all anyway.
Yeah.
You don't see impressionists anymore so much on television.
Right.
They're still big in Las Vegas. You see them, like if you watch the Ed Sullivan Show, you see that greatest show of all. You still see a lot of impressionists on there, John Biner and Frank Gorshin and Rich Little and David Fry.
Right.
And it goes, imagine, if you will, Richard Nixon if he worked, if he was a janitor at a McDonald's. I think it would go something like this. And he goes, I'm not a cook. I'm a janitor. And that's basically, made no sense at all.
Right.
You see a lot of ventriloquists.
Right.
Did you ever, when you were starting off in show business, Mary, what type of things you thought you could do? Because I tried everything. I'm not kidding you. Every form of comedy, every form of drama, singing, dancing. What did you try out for? I still
dance, which I still do. So
dancing, yeah.
Yeah, and singing, which I still do.
Yeah.
And I did a little bit of everything.
Yeah, let me tell you something. I had all these books when I was a kid. Ventriloquism Made Easy. It's not made easy. Because the only I wanted a ventriloquism dummy in the worst way. Yeah. And then I saw all these like Twilight Zone episodes and movies like Magic, and then I realized, oh gosh, a lot of these guys are like multiple personalities with murderous dummies. Yeah. Anthony Hopkins was in a movie like that.
Wow.
And so I wanted to be a ventriloquist, but I really couldn't get the I could be funny, I just couldn't get the talking through my teeth like that, throwing my voice.
I'm like, how do they do that?
Yeah. Well, the problem when I did ventriloquism is that whenever I did it in front of kids, for example, because kids are like the prime audience for that, the kids would look at me to see if I was moving my lips rather than looking at the dummy.
Oh.
And or looking at the on my hand or something.
Oh.
Like the senior Wences. So they would look at me, and I said, "Don't look at the man's lips. Look at the dummy." We had like this Sesame Street doll. It was a puppet, and it was Bert, of Bert and Ernie.
Yeah.
And we were, and I was basically trying to talk. But trouble was, I couldn't talk in Bert's voice. I had to do the best voice I could, talking like this. And certain words are very hard to do. Bees, you couldn't say bees. And certain words, anything you use your lips, because you would move your lips.
I think your tongue is moved back of your throat or something.
Yeah. I never really mastered
Right.
it. It's pretty wild learning ventriloquism, and it's like I said, every book was called Ventriloquism Made Easy, and it wasn't easy. It was very, very hard.
Like you talk like this, you know.
Yeah.
La, 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 la. Yeah.
What I used to do now, in my family, there's always a little baby in the family.
Yeah.
I have a lot of like family members. I'm the oldest of all the children in my family, and then I have grand nieces, grand nephews.
Yeah.
and whenever a baby, to this day, if a baby's on my lap, I start to talk for the baby.
Yeah.
Well, Sonny, how are you today? I'm doing fine. How are you today? The baby can talk. How about that? Look who's talking?
Yeah.
You got to see it to believe it. Of course, everyone, and then the little kids would say, do me. And then they might be like 10 years old sitting on my lap. And, can't you talk by now? And then imitations, There's a documentary about Gorgeous Georgia was done a few years ago, and they have me do a bunch of imitations, and I do about 4 or 5 of them. But I was a man of 100 voices.
Oh.
Still can do a lot of them. Oh, let me tell you about the imitations. I got so good at doing imitations of like politicians and school teachers and comedians and movie stars and stuff that I stopped. After a while, people didn't want to hear the real me anymore. So I actually, I must have been like 15 or 16 when I got the wind that people didn't care about me. They just wanted to hear me do your Don Rickles or do your Ed Sullivan or something. So then I started, I said, my voice changed. I can't do them anymore. I really can't do them anymore. But if you want me as an actor to use my real voice, I'll be happy to do that. And they said, okay. And then I got cast, and then, so then, but the secret was I could always do them.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until answer machine messages became popular, and I still do imitations out there. And it goes, this is Danny DeVito. Please, if you leave a message for Kaye Lazar, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I was doing all these. I'm not doing them great right now, but I mean, I would practice and almost can do almost any accent, any voice. Not very good at accents because, as we mentioned before, you could. Americans think I do a great French or Spanish or German or Japanese accent, but if you go to those countries, boy, you don't sound at all like that. Same like when some British actors do American accents, they don't sound very good.
I know. Just like
But some do, like some can do a very good job.
You know Kate Winslet from the Titanic?
Yes.
She's I think she's even Australian, Irish, or English or something.
Yeah.
She actually has a British accent.
She's from
But
England. Yeah.
but they used her as an American accent in Titanic.
Yeah.
So, yes.
She did a German accent in The Reader, which won the Oscar. She's done American accent. She's actually pretty good at accents for the most part.
Yeah.
And Meryl Streep does so many good. Tracy Ullman
Oh yeah.
is English, and she does great accents almost all across the board.
I could do.
Peter
a good
Ustinov, Peter Sellers did great accents.
I could
Anthony
do
Hopkins.
a really British accent.
You could do a British accent, yeah.
on stage. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard you do a British accent. You sound like you sound like Helen Mirren. Now, when I do, getting back to imitations, the theater actually brought back my use of imitation because the first show I was ever in, I was actually quite mature in my in my 30s. I was never in a stage show before, and they asked me if I wanted to be in Bye Bye Birdie. They wanted me to do a cassette tape. That was that long ago of Ed Sullivan introducing Conrad Birdie. So I go right here, and so I said, listen, I've never been in a show before, so I'll come I'll sit in the audience, and then when the time comes in the script where Ed Sullivan, I'll dress up as Ed Sullivan and make the face and everything, and I'll introduce Conrad Birdie.
Yeah.
So I did that every performance. We did about 6 or 7 performances, and I did that every show.
Right.
And that got me the acting bug.
Yeah.
When I continued to now, you mentioned the Titanic. That's our next show.
Yes. Yeah. That's it's this coming weekend on I think the 14th, 15th, and 16th.
Yes. And we'll put it in the where you could see it. It's in Hopewell.
Yeah.
And that's not too far from here, a few blocks from here, at the Box 5 Theater on Broadway. Yeah, we made it to Broadway. How about that?
Yes,
Hopewell.
How about that?
In Hopewell, but that's the name of the street, Broadway.
Right.
And so what happened was I don't play Leonardo. I play a guy who works on the Titanic, and he's from I think Belfast. So, because almost so many people were Irish on the Titanic, Northern Irish in this case, and so I have to do my Liam Neeson imitation like a Northern accent. It's a Northern Irish accent.
And I'll be playing an English woman.
Yes.
Called the Countess of Wrong.
Yes. Somebody said that my mother's from Ireland, and they thought that, well, since you must be around Irish accents all the time, you could do a good Irish accent. And I said, believe it or not, she's from County Sligo, and I probably will have to do a Northern Irish accent, which is closer more to like a Scottish accent, because I think they're Presbyterians from Scotland.
Right.
They're originally from there. They have different. See, a lot of times I like to about accents. In Ireland, we only think of the one accent. Everyone, but you go to different parts of Ireland or parts of England. The Cockneys, my cousin's from Somerset. He has a Somerset accent. I have and of course Scottish accents, Welsh accents. They're all a little different, and it's a small area. And so when they think of American accents, they think we all sound the same. I said, no, there's Southern accents, Chicago accents, New York accents, Cajun accents, Texas accent, California accents. I mean, you can go on and on. So whatever was the popular star at the time from America, that was the accent they did. So when I was there, living there, the J.R. Ewing was most popular. So everyone, when they did an American accent, they sounded like a Texan, like J.R., like Larry Hagman.
Yeah, I know what's popular about that show, Dallas.
Yeah.
Is when they try to find out who shot J.R.
That's right.
Like the episode went on forever and ever and ever. It's like,
well,
who shot J.R.?
They have to stretch it all out.
Yeah.
I remember that. I actually was into that thing. In fact, they didn't even know if the show was all that popular. And then when like at the end of the second season or so, the character got shot. And so there's the whole summer, that was the big news. It must have been slow, like 1983 or something. And, or 82. And people were joking that, I heard in real life Larry Hagman got shot. No, he didn't. Because they saw him, I think, on the cover of Newsweek in a wheelchair or in People magazine. And they said, oh, he must have really got shot. No, that's a character. Larry, who shot JR? It turned out it was Bing Crosby's daughter. It was a character on it, Mary Crosby.
Yeah.
And, but they kept that going for a long time, for almost like halfway through the next season, because they wanted to milk it all. I did not get into, this is before video, VCRs. And I did not have the patience to stay home every Friday night and give up my social life just to see what's going on in Dallas. So I said I like the comedies when I was growing up, just the half-hour comedies. Watch it, it's over, then I can go on with my life.
Right.
Rather than worry about and stay tuned next week.
Right.
I never got into soap operas. Never. Now with video VCRs. Well, now with VCRs. Now with streaming and all that stuff, you can watch stuff anytime. There's no schedule. You can watch it all at once. I think the way Netflix works, they put all like 10 episodes at once out. You could spend the whole weekend watching this.
Yeah,
garbage.
I used to watch. The only soap opera I ever watched was Young and the Restless.
Young and the Restless, yeah.
Because a lot of my family members used to watch it.
Mm-hmm. It was a good
My
show.
grandfather, my grandmother, my mom used to watch it. I think my aunts watched it a little bit.
My family was big Ryan's Hope and All My Children. They didn't, I guess it had to do with the time it was on, like 12:30 to 2. I have a sister named Maeve, and what was kind of wild was there was a character named Maeve on that show, so that kind of helped the show. But a lot of, if you look back on those shows, they had people like a lot of these shows. A lot of these, Alec Baldwin was a star on these shows. Kevin Bacon was on these shows. Who else? I mean, the people that were big stars became big stars. Morgan Fairchild, the guy Christian Slater, a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
And then there were people that used to be big famous actors. Like I looked down on All My Children. There was a actress on there called Ruth Warwick.
Oh yeah.
She played Phoebe Wallingford, the grande dame of that show, and she was a very good actress. And then somebody said, "You know who that woman is, don't you?" I said, "Ruth Warwick. Sounds familiar." I said, "She was the first Mrs. Kane in Citizen Kane. She's a big deal." She actually said that she took the part on All My Children because she needed the money, and she thought, I'm degrading myself, and a big star like me should not be. It was in Citizen Kane, is now in a daily soap opera, and then it turned out that she became a big star on that.
Wow.
And she was also in Song of the South. If you ever get a chance to see, that the hidden, forgotten Disney mill, she's in that one. Yeah.
Wow.
And Eric Braeden, you talk about the young wrestler. He's been on there for years.
He played Victor Newman, the ruthless Victor Newman.
Still on there from Germany. Yeah. He's a good actor. I mean, a lot of the acting is good on these shows. They're usually very good actors. Tootsie is all about someone can't get a job in the legitimate theater in New York and becomes a big success on soap operas. It turns out it's a man pretending to be a woman.
Yeah.
I don't know about it. You've seen the movie Tootsie?
Yeah, I have. Dustin Hoffman dressed up like a woman.
Yeah. I don't know how he ever, in the context of the movie, ever fooled the people. He looks like a man dressed up as a woman, an ugly man dressed as a woman. As a man, he's good looking.
Yeah.
Another thing is, we're going to be in the Titanic. We're mentioning the Titanic, and I actually am advertising for that for that show. On my poster, I say, make room on that door. Make room on that door to watch the Titanic.
Right.
The Titanic.
Yeah, you better make room for us.
On that door.
Yes.
I mentioned this on another show. They most expensive movie of all time, won all the Oscars, made more money than any movie of all time at the time.
Yes.
Big stars of everybody, Leonardo and Kate Winslet.
Yeah.
I would have fired the prop guy, says James Cameron, the director, says, "Is this the best door you could pick? Couldn't you get a door half the size?"
Exactly. Right.
We can't see your pretty face.
It's just a habit. I'm not doing it all the time.
When people talk like this, always notice this. The next time you're talking to someone and they talk like this, that means they don't want to be heard. So I'm out there. Read my lips.
Yeah.
So yeah. Look at this. Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she pretty? Yeah. Now that's what I like to see. In fact, I'm going to hide behind you, so everyone has to look at me. Anyway, a lot of exciting things are coming up this month. Birthdays.
Yeah.
I'm having a birthday, and you're having a birthday soon.
Your birthday and my birthday's next month.
Yeah. So we're in the birthday season.
Yeah. Birthday seasons are in the springtime.
So you see us, give us a gift card. Meet us on the street, say hi, ask for an autograph, and we'll ask for. I'm so happy. I got recognized yesterday at the parade, Easter parade.
Yeah.
Some guy says hi. So if you're watching, hi back. What's weird is that I was at the Easter parade, and you know what the Easter parade is? It's on Monument Avenue, and it's all the people wearing nice gowns and big bonnets, of course, and the men are looking cool with their pink ties and their and their pastels and their golf clothes and everything, and so there's always somebody at the Easter parade that says, "When does the parade start?"
And you're like, it's happening right now.
Yeah, I know, this is the parade. It's just walking around.
It is a parade.
I guess they expected floats and the Easter bunny on a float throwing raw eggs at everybody.
Right.
Hey, you're supposed to boil these things before you throw them at us.
Yeah.
My friend George always says don't trust anything chocolate that looks like an egg coming from a bunny. He's right. Anyway, so did you have a good Easter?
Yes, I did. It was great.
Now, what do you remember from Easters of long ago? I only remember mornings. And then by the afternoon, it was all over. Go ahead.
I go to church on Easter.
That's the best day to go to church.
Yeah, and my dad and I go riding sometimes.
Riding?
And then we go out to eat.
Riding horses?
No horses.
Riding giant bunnies?
No. But we ride around, just look at some sights and stuff.
Oh, look at the sights, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Look at the whole house decorated for Easter.
Yeah.
Do they decorate for Easter? Not outside.
Yeah.
Some people have those illuminated bunnies, you know. Pink bunnies and everything.
Oh yeah, they sell them at some places.
Yeah.
They have like craft stores and things like that. So. With
lights in them and everything.
Right.
But let's see. Let me tell you about Easter candy. Oh, that reminds me. This is after Easter. I should have. Why am I doing this show? We should go out and get half price candy.
Yeah.
Go to Walgreens or somewhere. Go to the drugstore. Go to CVS.
Yeah.
And get those Necco Wafers or Good and Plenty or all that other delicious candy.
Yeah.
Somebody actually said, I'm not kidding you. It was like about a year ago. I was in a store. It was like they sold a lot of candy and said, "Do you have Necco Wafers?"
Oh.
And they said, "No, we don't. I don't even think they make that anymore." He goes, "I was here just a few weeks ago and you had it." And I think and then of course when the guy got like a Snickers bar or something and walked out, the clerk turned to me and says, "You know, that's the first time anyone's ever asked for Necco Wafers."
Oh, I never heard of those in a while.
God, they taste like chalk. Sugary chalk.
Oh, I didn't think they had all that taste to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I tell you those little hearts that you get for Valentine's Day with the words written on them, be mine and stuff.
Yeah.
Those taste just like Necco Wafers.
I know.
When I was a kid, I'd eat those. I don't know. I guess on Valentine's Day you'll eat anything that says love or hearts on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're the worst tasting stuff. I've never made now at Easter candy, you get those chocolate bunnies and stuff. But I tell you something about those chocolate bunnies. After you eat the ears, there's just too much chocolate to eat.
Yeah.
The ears are the best part. Those Brock candy rabbits, chocolate rabbits.
Yeah.
And do you like the Peeps?
I do, yes.
Yeah, the Peeps are good.
Yeah.
A
lot of people don't like them, but
yeah,
I do taste them every now and then. So.
I like the pink sugar around it, but once I get to the middle, it's just a marshmallow, just an odd-shaped marshmallow.
Yeah.
And then that green plastic grass.
Oh yeah.
In the basket. My mom figured out something that was really cool. She realized that when my little sisters were still enjoying, Easter morning.
Yeah.
And all that candy. It's sort of like Halloween without having the trick or treat.
Yeah.
All that candy and all the eggs, and you got to eat those eggs. You got to peel. Oh, what's going on over there?
Yeah.
You got. So is there a Parkland? Yeah. Anyway, There's the. You ever try peeling the colored foil off of a melted Easter egg?
Oh yes, yes.
There's more in your fingers than on the foil than there is in your mouth.
Yeah.
I like the malted milk eggs.
Yeah.
But the only problem with malted milk eggs is you're basically just eating chocolate covered air.
Yeah.
They're making a profit on selling air to you with chocolate around it.
Yeah.
And then what I you know people always ask me how I got so rich. What I do is well, I'm kind of retiring. I haven't really done this in a while, but I used to do this. The day Easter used to be my season.
Yeah.
And I would buy as much Paws stock as possible. PAAS.
I used to love those when I was a kid.
Yeah, and I would buy those like maybe a month before Easter, and then the price would go up and people would start buying it. And then a day before Easter, usually a Saturday, I would sell my stock.
Oh wow.
Because Paws stock is almost worthless today, Easter Monday. So you know that's a good. You buy low, you sell high.
Yeah.
that's business. That's business in a nutshell. So what else? This is what my mom used to do. She used to. I love baseball growing up.
Yeah.
And she said, "Do you really want one of those cruddy baskets?" I said, "No, I don't really want a basket. I like the candy, but I don't need the plastic grass and the and the basket. Because what your sisters like the basket, they put their makeup in it and their their Barbie clothes in it. I don't know what they do with it." So what I did was, so my mom said would get me a baseball cap.
Yeah.
She'd get me a baseball cap with, a team on it, like the Orioles,
Yeah.
or the Yankees, or or any team, the Mets. Doesn't matter. I would wear it. I love baseball so much, and that would be my baseball cap for the next year. And I wore caps so much growing up that by the time Easter came around the next time, I knew I was going to get. I mean, I always asked for another cap.
Yeah.
And then she'd put the eggs and the peeps and the. And the chocolate bunnies in there, because you still want to eat them. You're never too big to eat that junk.
Right.
And so that's what Mom would do. And I'm telling all you mothers out there, all you bad mothers out there, that if your boy, I can't really speak for the girls, but if your boy, likes sports, give him like a football helmet or a baseball cap or something, and put the chocolate eggs in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they'll enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what else? And also so we'd go to church and we'd go to and that was about it. I don't remember. Sometimes we'd get a stuffed rabbit, not to eat. Usually, eating rabbit is not a good idea on Easter.
Yeah.
Usually, he says, "Is this the Easter bunny?" You go, "Yeah, delicious, isn't it?"
Yeah.
No, it would be like a teddy bear, only a rabbit.
Yeah.
They're very popular at Easter. Those toys.
Yeah.
But they're usually pretty crummy though. Pink, purple rabbits. Did you ever have a rabbit's foot when you were growing up?
Oh yeah, I used to have a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they lucky?
Oh yeah.
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 Wasn't lucky for the rabbit.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird keeping a rabbit's foot in your thing. You want to move to another place?
To another place.
Yeah. Away from the brouhaha.
Yeah.
We could have part 2 in just a moment.
Okay, let's do part 2.
All right.
Okay, everyone. We'll be back, and may God bless you. We'll see you in a little bit.